What's going on YouTube? Chris here. Want to bring you all an update today of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Link, Digibyte, and LTC. If I get some time later today, we'll go over XRP, OMG, and VET. But guys, I have 6 clients that I have to take on today, and it's all going to happen before 12 o'clock. So I just had a very quick break in between here, only about 20 minutes that I wanted to jump on and talk to you because I really won't get a lot of time later today. Okay, so if I do get a break, someone cancels, anything like that, I'll get into the XRP, OMG, and VET. But right now, I just want to focus on the other 5. And what I wanted to point out today for Bitcoin here, guys, there's an article that I wanted to bring to you here. It says, once a cycle Bitcoin bull signal has just appeared for the first time since 2016. And I wanted to click on this just to show you here what this is talking about before we get into any technical analysis. So first of all, this is by Nick Chung. Once a cycle Bitcoin bull signal just appeared for the first time since 2016. So what I wanted to point out to you without taking too much of your time here, what he's referring to, once a cycle Bitcoin signal is about to appear according to the macro analysis of BTC by a trader. He shared the image below, remarking how the 27 period moving average on the 3-week chart in black is finally starting to curve up. According to the trader who shared the chart, this is a signal that only appears once every cycle. It last began to trend higher, for instance, in 2016 before BTC rallied over 2,000% from under 1,000 to 20,000. So we're looking at this black line right here, and you can see when we finally broke up above it here, that really put us in that bull market. And you can see now that we are trading up above it, and this moving average is starting to curl up. That's a good thing, as well as potentially a MACD cross here, which hasn't happened, guys. I'd say since the last time would be about May is what that was looking like here. So I wanted to put this on your radar. You can dig into it yourself. This is on News BTC, and this is by Nick Chong there. Okay, so I think that is something that's important that we do want to pay attention to. So next we're going to get back into Bitcoin, and I want to show you guys a few things that I was looking at here. So for Bitcoin, we obviously can tell here that this symmetrical triangle is drawn right, because up at the top here, we have at least 3 touches, and you can see down here, we're really trying to defend this lower trend line here. We have touches here, 2, 3, 4, 5. We even have some wicks lower than that. So what we need to do for Bitcoin today is stay within this symmetrical triangle, guys. We don't want to start breaking down below that, because if we break down below that, it's going to show we can't continuously hold this trend line, and that's going to show weakness. And we are still trading below this 50 moving average. We closed up above it, which was a good thing. And then yesterday we actually closed back below it again. So that's going to be another fight for us to try to get back up above that 50 moving average, so we can start coming up here and tackling around 9,728, which is going to be important for us. If we take a look at TradingView, as you can see, we move back to the sell signal now. We have a 13 sell, 9 neutral, and a 6 buy. Oscillators here, 8 neutral, 1 sell, and a 2 buy. So this is still an area that you want to be very careful about. Regardless of what the headlines and everything else are saying, you need to be careful here. We need to hold 8,978. We'll call it $9,000. If not, I'd look down around that 200 moving average. And remember, all this is on the 1-day time frame. That's going to be at 8,451 is what we're going to look at there, guys. So that's Bitcoin. We're going to move into Ethereum next. If you get some from this, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, help this channel out, guys, and share with your friend, especially people like Link and all those different, Digibyte. Share with your friends, and we'll continue to cover them if we get the exposure for them. All right, so we'll go into Ethereum next. Ethereum's back down to $239 right now. And what we do need to pay attention to, guys, at this resistance area up here around 252, we are starting to get a little bit of a stock cross to the downside. It's at 80 and 87, so we are in that overbought territory right now. RSI is cruising at 54, so I don't have much of a problem there. But this is what we want to pay attention to, is staying up above our 30 EMA in purple and our 50 moving average in pink right there, because we've basically been ranging now, guys, all the way since May 30th. We've been moving sideways between $218 as support and $252 as overhead resistance. The thing with Ethereum, though, is if we can get over top of this 252, we have a great shot to come back up here and test the high around 287, which could be a nice little trade. Then up there around $324 is what I'm looking at there for Ethereum, guys. If we take a look at TradingView, And see how we're aligning here. We have a 16 buy, 8 neutral, 4 sell, oscillator, 7 neutral, 1 sell, 3 buy. Moving averages are looking good because we are up above that 30, the 50, the 200 like we talked about. In the shorter term, in the fives here, you can see we're starting to get some sell signals for our moving averages. So just be careful. But like we talked about, Ethereum is ahead of Bitcoin right now. So if Ethereum can get a nice little pop to the upside, we could really start running. So I'd have some alarms up there around 252, and I'd also put lower alarms around that 218, guys. So that's going to be Ethereum. You like me covering that? Let me know down low. The next one we're going to get into is Link. And this is one we talked about, guys, why we never want to FOMO into positions when things have blasted up over 30%. Okay, that's what we talked about in the last video, I believe it was. I didn't get a video out yesterday, but the day before we were talking about how if Link can break through this overhead resistance in purple here at $4.88, it's going to be price discovery, a blue sky breakout, and that's what happened. But guys, what happened was I missed the original blue sky breakout right in here. I was asleep. I didn't catch it. It was something I was eyeing, but I did not get a hold of it. So what I've been waiting for is this retrace, and we've already retraced over 10%, which is a good thing. And for me, guys, this is a coin that because it's in price discovery, because it's had its blue sky breakouts, I want to be a part of it because things can get very crazy. That's what happened to Ethereum before when it broke out of something along these lines, and then it just kept running and running and running because it had no overhead resistance before. And you know, guys, Ethereum went from dollars all the way up to, what was it, $1,400 at one point. So this is where things can really get crazy. I'm not saying Link's going to go to that price, but what if Link could end up, you know, running to $30 or $25, $20 in that range, and you're able to start accumulating them in the $5 range. So for me, what I ended up doing, guys, we'll take a look at the 4-hour time frame here. I have very, very slowly been starting to accumulate. I had some buy orders down here around, I think it was like 573, and I actually picked up a few in that area. And what I'm going to do, if it continues to drop down, I will get a little heavier around this 50 moving average, and I'll get even more heavy around the $4.88. And because, guys, we don't have that overhead resistance and we're in that price discovery, Link is a coin that could potentially lead the market and something that you do want to pay attention to. And I want to have a little bit of exposure to. This isn't something I'm blowing the whole wad on, but this is something that I wanted a little bit of exposure, and my exposure started at $5.70 some cents, 75, 73 cents, right in that range. And if it continues to drop lower, I will slowly be adding more because I want to be able to hold this coin for the next major alt cycle that we're going to have, because I do think this is going to be one that drives the market. Okay, so for me, guys, that's the area I started. I have more buy orders down around this 50 moving average, which is going to be around 529. Got them all the way down to that 488 is what I'm going to be looking at here. But for Link, guys, we're just going to have to see on the 4 hours if we do get a nice bounce up off this 30 moving average. And if I've called it the 20 EMA, guys, I apologize. It's the 30 EMA. I'm just so used to doing the 20. I've switched it to the 30 recently. But a lot of the times, guys, even off this 30 here, you'll get a bounce back up to try to test that $6.51. Our overall high was $6.60. So I do see us at some point coming back up here and testing that. So if I can start getting them here around that 580, 570, a little bit lower than that, that could be a nice little trade there in itself, is what I'm looking at. But we do have to pay attention on the 1-day time frame for Link. When we take a look here, we had our climax volume with a very bullish candle, and then what you can see is this candle, this next candle, this bearish candle, basically came down half of this. So pretty close to the opposite of like a bullish piercing pattern, but the opposite here in terms of bearish. And then we've had continuation to the downside, and it came on heavier volume when we had this sell-off right in this area, guys. Okay, so that's important for me, but we've gapped so far away from this 30. That's why I said I wouldn't be shocked for us even to come back and see $4.88 if Bitcoin starts moving to the downside. Okay, so always predicate everything off that Bitcoin and Ethereum. Still, you really want to watch those as well. Okay, so guys, Link, we're going to take a look at the trading view for that now. And trading view, we have a 17 buy, 7 neutral, 4 sell, oscillators, 6 neutral, 2 sell, 3 buy. You can see our moving averages are looking really good here. But this is why, guys, I just didn't want you to FOMO at the top up here when we were looking at this, and it was around 660 when you could be getting them cheaper, because typically guys are going to take their profits there. And you can see from the top to where we are right now, that's about 11.5%. So that's a big deal. And that's why you don't want to basically, you know, FOMO in at the top. You always want to wait for that cooling down process. Just like over here when we've pumped really hard, we had tweezer tops, and then we started to get pushed back down again before we tried to pump up again. Okay, guys, so the market always has to breathe. We're down around $5.84 right now. Again, a nice little sell-off here, but this is what Link needed to do. It needed to cool off before it could potentially make that next strong move to the upside. So that's Link, guys. You want me covering that? Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and then we'll get into DigiByte next. And if you're here for DigiByte, let me know down low. And guys, what do you think ultimately about Bitcoin? Do you feel like we're going to finally get over that 10,500, or are we just going to keep getting smashed lower and lower and lower until we break out of that symmetrical triangle? So for DigiByte, what we've talked about, there we go. Okay, so for DigiByte, we've talked about this symmetrical triangle that we've been in, which is a neutral pattern. We're on the one-day time frame. We've been waiting for a solid candle close up above this top trend line on heavy volume. And we need that candle close to be about 3% up above that trend line. We have not got it yet. Our stock is starting to cross to the downside. RSI is at 54 right now. So overall for DigiByte, we need to stay up above the 30, the 50, and that 200. But we'd like a nice pop of volume to get up over top of here and really start making a strong move and attacking roughly around that 0.02689 is what I'm going to look at. And then in terms of support, ultimately, we want to hold that 0.01366 is what we're going to look at. But like we talked about, if Ethereum and Bitcoin can get going, guys, this could be a massive like bull flag type deal to where if we get another move out of that, we essentially could almost have this whole pull to the upside again and maybe take us up to around 8 or 10 cents if the whole market wants to continue to move and we get that big swell of volume like we did back in here, guys. We had these tweezer bottoms at the bottom, and that was 0.00160, and we went all the way up to that 0.02698. So that's huge gains, guys, and we have to realize that, okay? So just be aware, we're getting a stock cross to the downside here. We still need a candle close up above that symmetrical triangle to push us out of there. That's what we're going to be looking at, guys. So that's DigiByte. Next one we're going to go to is Litecoin. We'll finish up with Litecoin. Okay, Litecoin's at $44.14 right now. Tough thing for Litecoin, guys, which we've still been dealing with here. We need to be trading up above this 50 moving average in pink. We finally got up above this 30 EMA in purple, so we are trying to hold that now. What we need to do is set a higher low so we can go up and try to get to some of these higher levels up around $48, then eventually that $50. For me, psychologically, $50, which is going to correlate with our 200 moving average at 49.46, is going to be the overhead resistance area that I'd look at if we get a pop to the upside. In terms of support, let's hold around $42.79. And it'd be down here around $40.93 if we take a look. On TradingView, we have an 8 sell, 7 neutral, 13 buy oscillator showing a sell, 3 sell, 6 neutral, 2 buy, and then our moving averages 5 sell, 1 neutral, and 11 buy. So a lot of these guys, we're still just waiting for Bitcoin. We need to see if Bitcoin can hold that support of $9,000. That's what's going to be important here. But I want to bring this to you. If you get something from this, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, guys. Appreciate you being here with me today. God bless you all. Take care.